Today's fairy tale is a beautiful magical story from Mexico called The Garden of Health, recorded by Juan Munoz Escomez. A 12-year-old boy named Enrique is sad because his little sister Luisa is sick and dying. He goes to the outskirts of the village to pray for her, and then a small kid, a goat, comes up to him and says, "Hey, why are you sad?" Enrique's startled that the goat is talking to him, but says, "Well, my sister's dying, I want to save her." And the goat says, "Oh, you can save her, I'll tell you how." The kid says, "Look in that spring and you'll find the ring of a magician named Escomez. Put on the ring and it will take you to the magical Garden of Health, and there you will find the blue ivy whose juices will cure your sister." Enrique's like, "Oh my god, thank you, who are you?" And she's like, "I'm a kid." And he's like, "Yeah, but you can talk, so you're a special kid." She says, "I can't tell you, just know I'm compassionate and well-bred. Good luck on your journey." So Enrique puts on the ring and then finds himself in this amazing, beautiful garden. He's outside it though. It has these gold and silver gates, and there's two women standing at the gates. One woman is dressed in white and is fresh-faced and smiling. The other one is dressed all in black and looks sad and taciturn. The one in white has an apple, the one in black has a scythe, and you might already have guessed that they are life and death. Life is the happy one with the apple, death is the sad one with the scythe. They look at Enrique and they're like, "Why have you come here?" And he says, "I'm here for the blue ivy to save my sister." And Life is like, "I would love to give that to you, but I can't give it to you without her permission." Death says, "Yeah, and I won't give you permission because Luisa belongs to me. She is a prize that I will not give up." Life is like, "I can't give it to you, but you can go in and try and get it yourself." And Enrique's like, "All right, I'm gonna do it." And Death is like, "I'm gonna stop you." And he's like, "Try." Enrique leaps into the garden. Death tries to get him with the scythe and pretty much wounds him, but then Life gives him the apple and he just smells it and he's okay again, and he keeps on running. He gets inside and there are so many plants and so many trees, and they call out to him. One says, "I am the red celery. I cure all chest diseases. I am Spanish onion that cures the kidneys. I am valerian that cures the nerves." Enrique actually yells at all of them to shut up. He's like, "If you guys don't stop yelling, I'll go mad." And then this one plant goes, "I cure madness," which is just hilarious. Then he screams out, "I want the blue ivy." And the blue ivy says, "Hey, I'm over here." He looks around and he doesn't see it. He's like, "Where are you?" And she's like, "Well, Death keeps me invisible because she guards me very closely." So it tries to call out and he tries to find it by listening. Then he remembers he's got the magic ring of a magician that got him to this place. So he says, "Ring, I want to see the blue ivy." And then it appears before him. So he rushes up to it and the ivy says, "Don't cut me now, because your sister's gonna die before you even get home and it won't be worth it. Death is there at your sister's bedside right now and we can't stop her in time." So Enrique says to the ring, "Ring, bring me Death all tied up right now." And then Death appears all hogtied right in front of him in the garden. All the health plants applauded Enrique at this moment. Enrique tells Death, "What have you done to my sister?" And Death is like, "Nothing yet, but once you let me go, I'm gonna take her." So Enrique goes, "Well, if I leave you tied up until she's old, then when you come for her, she'll be, dying of old age, and that's fine." Then he tells the ring, "Give Death a terrible thrashing." Immediately, a bunch of sticks come through the air and start to bestow a fine thrashing upon Death, who screams like a mouse whose tail has been trodden on, and heaps insults on Enrique, threatening to kill him. But Enrique yells at the sticks, "Don't stop, don't spare her." And the sticks knock one of her eyes out, all of her teeth out, and apparently they were false in the first place. And one rips out all her hair by the roots, so she's bald. He cuts the ivy and tells the ring, "Take me to my sister." He shows up there, his family's all sitting around her bed, waiting for her to die, and he says, "Wait, I've got a cure." He squeezes the juice from the ivy into his sister's mouth, and she opens her eyes, and she wakes up, and she heals. Everyone cheers and rejoices, but then Enrique's like, "Hey guys, we really have this kid to thank for giving me this ring, so I gotta go thank the goat." So he goes outside, has the ring bring him the kid who helped him. She shows up and he's like, "Who are you?" She says, "I am Atala, the daughter of the magician whose ring you're wearing. I wanted you to have the ring to save your sister." And he says, "I'd like to see you in your true form." And she's like, "Okay." And she transforms into a beautiful girl his age. Enrique says, "How pretty you are," which, that's so nice. And then he says, "Come home with me, meet my family. They want to thank you. You love playing with my sister." She's like, "Hold on." And then she disappears for a minute and he's like, "Oh no, did I offend her? Did she leave?" But then she comes back and she's like, "I'm here. I just had to go ask my dad's permission first." And he says it's cool. So then she goes with him. So she comes to his house. They have fun together. The family celebrates with her. She leaves and says she'll come back. And later she does come back with her dad. They thank him too. And when our kid girl and the dad leaves them this chest that is a gift for two wonderful children. They open the chest after he leaves and it's filled to the brim with gold coins. And it says, "Enrique followed his career, whatever that is. Luisa has a splendid dowry and they live happily ever after." And it's so beautiful. So mystical, so cool. I love that the kid doesn't marry Enrique, that she's just this nice girl who, then goes on to do her own thing with her dad. Not that it would be bad if they got married, it's just usually that's how things are wrapped up in folktales. You gotta have that marriage to secure the family line. But that's not what this story is about. It's about a brother trying to help his sister and some supernatural help because he deserves it. And we don't find out what happened to Death. I mean, presumably she eventually does get out of that mess that she was in, because he doesn't conquer her, because he never conquered death in folktales or in life. But at least they get to live long, happy lives until she eventually gets out. As always, check out my book, Dust Spells, a reimagining of the 12 Dancing Princesses, and my podcast. All the links are in the bio. He's such a cute goat.